Hi guys, I'm Chris and welcome back to Get Good at Golf. You will notice that I am on my own again today. James is in California, so we are in sunny Rotherham, giving you a video for today about putting. So again guys, a very important part of the game, a part of the game that's overlooked quite a lot and not a lot of people practice this. You could see today, the putting green is currently clear, there is not one soul on there, but the driving range has around about 20-30 people on there, more than likely 50% hitting drivers. As we all know, we all want to hit the driver better. But short game guys, and putting especially, I want to give you something today that's going to help you identify why you're potentially three putting, why you're potentially missing a lot of putts, and a lot of it, like the previous video on short game, comes down to basic setup. I see all sorts of setups here, I see all sorts of ways that people think they can get it done. They've seen it on TV or they've made their own way up. They think, oh, this feels comfortable, and it doesn't always work. So, different setups that I see guys are for the people who are a little bit too far away from the ball, sat back into the heels, like they sat on the sofa, sitting down on a chair. From here, the toe of the club is way up in the air, and this is a very hard position to get a strike. We often see that from here, we get a big arc on the way back and in, and we see a lot of people have no real control on pace or start line. The next person I see from there, we have a rounded back, we see them sat down. The opposite to that, guys, is I see the people who are stood up tall. Right, if I've seen that, I need to get my arms matching the shaft. So if I get my arms bullet straight, very tense, and grip it like that, all hands and wrists, no motion, and it looks very jerky and very awkward. A lot of tension in there in the grip, a lot of tension over the putt, and it's very hard then to let this club swing naturally. So we've got to think, guys, identify yourself. Are you one of those, or are you in between? You're not always going to be the exaggerations that I do show you. So are you one of those? So one way we've got to think about getting a good setup is, what do I need to achieve in putting? For me to get a consistent stroke, we need to have our arms connected and working with our chest. So a way to do that, guys, is if you stand there, again on the putting green, bring your palms to the sky, you'll see that your biceps become connected to your chest. If we then grab our putter and get it out straight in front of us, from here I want to bend from the waist, let the putter fall, and you'll see there that my arms and shaft are matching. My arms are still connected to my chest. I've not got bullet straight arms. They are now tucked in, connected to my chest. And then from here, I can just let my body turn, and you'll see that will arc nicely. Again, we're not having a rigid straight back. We're going to relax into that posture. Just let your head fall where it is comfortable. And then from here, I can repeat a nice motion that will arc in on the backswing and in on the way through. So that's going to get the ball starting on line much easier, and from there it is much easier in this kind of posture to control what that club head is doing, and also my pace. So pace is the next thing that I'm going to come on to, guys. How do we judge how hard to hit the golf ball? How many people out there, comment below, guys, are you the guy who goes, right, well, if I'm going 20 feet instead of 10 feet, I just hit it harder? Well, that's what we're going to talk about now. Okay, so now talking pace, I've got two golf balls here. I've got one at 10 feet, one at 15 feet. And what that's now going to give us a difference of is, what do we do? Do we hit it harder? What do I do? Do I go a little bit longer back, or then do I slow down? A lot of people think, oh, right, I might decel. So to get this putter swinging naturally, if you think, if I take the putter back here and then let that go, doesn't go as far through. So the natural swing of the putter, if we relate that to backswing to follow through, we should start to see that it's longer back and shorter through. It's very rare that you'll see a tour player who goes shorter back and longer through. If you stand on your putting green, guys, and have a look around, I reckon you'll see 90% of golfers, 90% of the people on your putting green will go short back, and they will hit through the ball to get it to go longer. One then shoots 6 foot past, one they top, or they don't catch great, and it comes up 6 foot short. So what we want to do is give you an idea of, again, what your backswing length is. So if you imagine throwing a golf ball, if I was going to throw a golf ball here, again, I would give myself an idea of a backswing. So what I want you to do is look at the hole and imagine, right, yes, if I was going to throw the ball, that's what kind of backswing length I would get. That probably looks very long on camera, and it wouldn't feel like, oh, that'd be way too long. I come in now, I do 3 practice swings looking at the hole, and then I come in, I will then hit that putt just short. needed a little bit more backswing. But nice and easy, that's easy to break down that, okay, I just need a little bit more backswing. I didn't need to hit it harder, I just needed to swing that a little bit further. Once I come back here now, because just as if I was throwing a ball, I'd be looking at the hole, this backswing would get longer because I know now I've got more distance. I wouldn't throw it harder just like that. So what I'll do again is I'll look at the hole, make some swings. You'll see the backswing length should look longer now, but I'm not going all the way through to here. I'm not accelerating. I'm just going through nice and smooth, and then in over the ball, and we pull the trigger. And you see, if we didn't play billiards and hit that ball, that would have gone around about a foot past, and that's a good pace. It's nice and positive, it's just past the hole. But it's the same as if you think about throwing a ball. It's very rare that you would get somebody in front of you, maybe they're 20 yards away, and you overshoot them by 20 yards. At the same time, you wouldn't look at somebody when you're swinging your arm and just drop it here in front of you. So think about pace, guys. We've got you set up now more consistent. We've got you into that posture where your arms are matching. We're now into here. And then we want to think about pace. Once we know your strike's going to get better because your posture is better, we then want to focus on your pace. Because one of the biggest things that I see for people three-putting is the first putt is never anywhere near. Then we put a lot of pressure on ourselves. We start to get too focused on holding it and trying to guide the ball in. But if we're into that posture, if we then get our focus on as if we're just throwing the ball, it can be obviously just as effective from here. We take the focus away because are you somebody, guys, who stands there and looks down at your putter and watches it go back as you do your practice swings? I know there'll be a lot of you saying you don't do that, but you definitely will. If we can take our focus now onto the hole, you'll see how it's much more positive, and then we can come in and hit that putt. Again, one big thing to mention there, guys, we want to be nice and quick into that putt. So once I've done the practice swings, we then want to be in behind the ball, maybe one last look, and then pull the trigger quick. Otherwise, we lose the feel. I see a lot of people have practice swings, they have a ball in here, they've done the practice swings, they've done a good job, 1, 2, but then they come back, stand back here, make sure it's lined up again, come over the ball, they've lost all the feel, they get over it. Oh, that's 10 foot pass, that's a 3-putt again there, losing all the feel. So guys, a very important part of the game, we've covered there, we've covered your setup. Think about it, which kind of posture are you? Get to practicing that. You can do it in the house, just start to turn your palms and get into that posture with your putter. Again, you could have the routine of setting up straight and going into that, so it's nice and consistent. And then for pace, guys, think about looking at the hole for your practice swings, giving yourself a few practice swings there, getting a feel, coming over and pulling the trigger. We're taking the focus away from what that putter head's doing. If we're in that better posture and your arms are connected, that should be better anyway. Guys, hopefully you've enjoyed that. Hopefully that's going to help you get good at golf coming into next season. It's the perfect time to practice. But watch out, guys, we are bringing out some memberships to help you directly. And we'll see you again tomorrow.